Albania. And this is the museum.
Illyrian coins, bronze
These are the
and
Illyrian
silver
weapons.
coins. Albanopolis. Albanopolis is an ancient city not far from here. You know, from this ancient city comes the name of our country, Albania. From Albanopolis. So polis means city. The Albans were an Illyrian tribe, not far from here. So from here comes Shkodra, Durrës, Arta. Above the emblems, these are three symbolic thrones in leaders of the time. But these are replicas, but here we have three original icons. You know, the icons are used in the Orthodox churches in southern Albania. Nativity.
And I said, "You that stranger." Oh, right, yeah.
That is the helmet and sword of the leader.
Similarly, giant in Asia.
He considered himself as the descendant of Alexander the Great. That's an actual helmet.
63 years old, and he died of malaria.
This mural shows the Albanians. They always held out in the mountains. And here they are fighting the Turks. This is the view from the top of the museum. You can see basically they have all this open space, but we're up in the mountains and there's a city, it's Kruja, I think, Kruja or something like that.
Pesa is very, very, very. I'm not sure if we transported the black yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know if mafia has to do with the Albanians, but okay. But sometime southern Italy is like Albania, let's say. If you see it, let's say, in mentality or Calabria, so yeah.
This is the panorama. You can see the city built on the side of the hill, and then you can't see it, but there's just miles of open space.
Okay, so the altitude here is.
The question is, why didn't they build some houses down there? But everything's piled up right here. It's beautiful, though. It's just a nice, clear day.
In this part, we have mountains. For the Turks, it was impossible to come from this area. They usually came from Tirana, our capital. The main part of our population is in Tirana, near the lakes.
So the Albanians moved into southern Italy, into Sicily, and they had the tradition of blood feud as part of their law, which basically says that if you violate a family, they have the right to take revenge. And that's interesting because that's kind of like the mafia. So, anyway, according to him, the people in Sicily and southern Italy, a lot of times are Albanians. They're not really Italians, which kind of makes sense because they seem a lot different than the Italians.
There you go.
Here we are in Albania.
See, it's like we have good relationship with Israel, Turkey.
How many feet? This is where Mother Teresa.
Oh no, this is where the blood feud came from.
Yeah, but Mother Teresa was Albanian.
Okay. Ah. Yeah. How do you like your trip?
Wonderful. Long walk up here. Much huffing and puffing.
Yeah. This city's right on the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
And they said when the Turks came, they couldn't invade this way because of the mountains, so they came down through the valleys. But this is an interesting place. Very, very, very old.
So go over and get some of the
Oh.
these kids are all getting out of school. They get out about noon around here.
The kids are getting out of school.
Yeah. And then they
Inside the cave is constructed the Bektashi temple. In Kruja, this is the most important religion, Bektashi.
Every meter we have wooden boards to give flexibility during the earthquakes.
Oh, except that's cracked.
Yeah. Yeah, but we had a strong earthquake, but we're gonna fix it. That's not such a big problem, huh? It means. Okay, you can move a bit, please. But a bit better.
That's where they make the
That's the best.
Rocky.
No, I'll tell you, because
It's
Rocky,
Albania.
not only for that, but for we use Rocky here because we think that it is good for the heart, gives you a strong heart, it's good for the high blood pressure, and it's good if you have a scratch, and it's to forget things. So
We heard that joke.
This is the upstairs living quarters. Patty.
and the baby cradle after the wedding. This one too. And the coal burner they used to heat the room, and the singer sewing machine. But that's not Albanian, we know it, so that's another 150 years old. And the dowry chests are
That's a wedding
original. 250 years old, bought this, okay? And the other one, that's an Italian Como, 150 years old. Yeah, put it The frescoes are also original. In the first one we have two wrestlers, Turkish call them pehlivan. They cover the body with olive oil and do like wrestling nowadays. That was a sport, a fight. I know it's strange to have here in ladies' room two wrestlers, but in men's room they have Brigitte Bardot. So. With gold, silver, and original pearls from the river, from Turkey, from
It's the
Istanbul.
original wedding gown.
And was tradition that the girl, before she got married, she have to prepare her own clothes. Yeah, so it's not important, was not important if she's rich or she's poor, she have to prepare her own clothes. Normally those clothes were for rich girls, but they have to prepare themselves too. And if she like her future husband, maybe she's gonna need only 1 year to prepare all those clothes. If she don't like him, 20 years, 25, that depends. The other one, that's for the groom, that's all the felt, all the shirt is cotton. But they used also as a daily wear after the wedding. So for the girl was only for the wedding, for the boy you can use it every day. We have weapons in there used by Albanians and the Ottoman soldiers 100 up to 150 years ago, with clubs, swords, pistols and guns. The coal burner to heat the room. That one in the middle they used to cut tobacco, put the tobacco grinder. And the gramophone from Vienna, from Austria, that's 100 years old.
Oh.
But we'll never give that back to them, so that's ours now. An instrument of music called lahut, violin type with only one string. Original fireplace, 250 years old. And another instrument called chifteli, that's a mandolin type with only 2 strings. Yeah. But the most interesting part of this room in here was up there. Up there they have a small room where stay the women. They just have a look by those small windows to see what we need in here and to prepare everything they want. Yeah, it was a good time, it's over now. No, that's it. And also, yeah, I know. And also from up there the girl to see for the first time the future husband when he came here to ask her for marriage. Just to recognize him because I have arranged marriages so she couldn't say yes or no.
Looked like that'd be a nice cozy place to have a bath with warm water.
Yes, of course. The family who owned this house, the Toptani family, maybe it's the only family in all Albania and the only house in all Albania to have a hammam inside the house in that period. So this here was one of the wealthiest families, like I said, maybe the wealthiest family in all Albania. because the owner of this house have 4 houses like this, not only this one. This was only for the family and for important visitors. He have another one for servants, one for guests to sleep, and one for personal bodyguards. And 4 of them here in Kruja. The other one was in Tirana, in the capital, and it's called Sarayed, and now it's a restaurant. So 4 houses like this, so you imagine how rich was him. So, and this here was the living room where sit all the family together when they don't have visitors, don't have guests in the house, and they use the room like a dining and the sleeping room. So they sat here all together. And that's the fireplace with double function. So they used to heat the room and to heat the water for the hammam, for the sauna at the other side. In there we have a mandolin that's turtle, original, and 130 years old. So turtle shells.
Wow.
And that's unique here in Albania. And the big dining table, sofra, they used to eat for 12 people. So they put it here in the middle and have dinner, adults, men and women together. When they finish, they put again in there so they have space in here. Not like IKEA. Because they don't have the permission to have dinner with adults, so they have to stay up there. To have dinner out there, to don't disturb them. So smart people, that was clever. Children in there. They use stairs in there to go up, to came down, they jump or they fall down or they drink Red Bull, who knows. Okay, and now we go to see the kitchen. They use the room like a dining and the sleeping room for the oldest people of the family, because this here is a small room, so it's warm in winter in here. So they slept in the both sides of the fireplace. And the fireplace is original, Espeter type, 250 years old and still in function, so still works nowadays. And the part up there, the chimney is old gyps or plaster. And here we have butter churn. They used to prepare butter, but in the villages usually, not here in the city, and not in the rich families. And here, where they kept flour and prepared the dough for the bread, or for baklava. And with this mechanism, they prepared another dessert. It's called kadayif. Now maybe you know this. So they fill this with dough, and they push through, and here comes out like pasta, like spaghetti, but thinner. After that, they put inside hot water, sugar, butter, honey, nuts, and everything. It's a dessert that is still used now here in Albania. It's called kadayif, and you can find this everywhere because it's really good. But you have to try it first. Baklava is a bit better. So, okay.
This is the first museum that we went in, which had all the armaments and the George Stanton-Riga, the story of him. See, it's just built right into the mountain. Wealthy house, wealthy family's house that we just came out of. is a cemetery, and it's actually very, 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 very hot. It's beautiful view. You can see the view out there.
Little bit shiny here, huh? We'll find a place where we can just take pictures. I forget the plan.
These are the intellectuals that were killed, genocide, by the communists. She said for example, one time they put a fake bomb in the Russian embassy and they used that as an excuse to round up the intellectuals and kill them. So now they have a monument. Have a monument for the people who were killed as a result of the communists.